All right, everybody. Welcome to an impromptu WineShark Wednesday, brought to you by me, your WineShark, and the Menace, who is also here at the Mermaid Lounge, visiting with me in the pool today. So today, we're going to be talking about Bandit and portability. So we've been talking a little bit about all kinds of different formats when it comes to wine and how we consume wine, right? We've been talking about canned wine last week and how convenient that can be. And today I was at the grocery store doing some shopping, and I discovered this little number and wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. So some of the advantages in summertime activities, like being here in the pool today with your splashy dog in the background, or going out to picnics, or going on camping adventures, or anything you're going to do where a bottle may not necessarily be the best option for the transport and storage of your wine. Additionally, there's some real benefits to alternative formats when it comes to the service of our wine beverage and how it can benefit both ourselves as consumers and the environment overall. So let's dig into that a bit. We're going to be talking about a box wine today called the Bandit. Right? Wine buying like this. So this is a box wine, not a bag in a box, but actually just a single 1 liter box size of wine. Saw this online there, and when I was at the store, and saw it up on the rows, and really decided that I wanted to take a look at what it had to offer. It caught my attention visually, which is good, but then it meets all of our usual grocery store grab needs, right? We talk about label focus, right? When we're shopping at the grocery store, we don't necessarily have expert help. We want to get the best value we can for non-big box and non-specific wine retailers, and so we really rely on labels to help tell us what that means. In this case, nice bright yellow package, kind of bold kind of label there, and some fun and interesting artwork. It says right on the front label, this is a Pinot Grigio from California. So I said, okay, I know what I'm in here. And then they have a bunch of their awesome marketing things here. Things like, hey, this is a picture of Yosemite, right, from my home state, from California there. And of course, this 1% for the planet kind of caught my attention. I wasn't sure what that was about. But also their theme, go explore. This is wine that they're really kind of marketing towards people who are doing stuff out in nature, basically, where you don't want to take a bottle, you don't want to haul it in, haul it out, and where it's safer and more convenient to have a different opportunity. Okay, this is actually a 1 liter format. In fact, actually, I brought another bottle for comparison here. This is a comparative size for a 750 milliliter versus a 1 liter bottle or bag or box, of Bandit. So this is not only more compact, but it's also more wine. It's a liter compared to 750 milliliters. So you're going to get more for less space. Kind of an important thing, especially if you're doing this anywhere where you're going to be hauling it up yourself. But here on the label, they utilized their label space in a really efficient manner. Really leverage the fact that the entire box is a label, and they're not wasting any of that space. Well, they're still telling their story in some of that space, but we'll talk about how that's kind of cool. So, I mean, on the side, it's got kind of your usual your government warning stuff. A white wine, also, by the way, they put on here, vin blanc, for those of us that are speaking it in French. And then they've got the usual government warnings, alcohol by volume, containing sulfite and sulfites, etc. And then some various packaging information. It's a recyclable container. And then it's also, it's basically a couple of other nature claims that make sure that they're trying to say that one of the things that the reason that we do this boxing format is it's less impact on than we're talking about when we're dealing with with bottles. So on the back, it's much more of your traditional wine label here, and they caught me right off the bat with this Pinot Grigio, not the label, or sorry, not the grape itself, but the vibrant aromas of zesty citrus, fresh peach, and pear reveal tart green apple and lemon flavors on the palate, followed by a crisp, fresh finish. That is a great, fantastic, and otherwise awesome wine descriptor, right? That tells us exactly what we should expect. Okay, we like that. This 1% for the planet is the next thing. Now, this actually tells us now here in not just the logo, but the 1% of all Bandit wine sales support environmental nonprofits. So it's their definition of their giving back, right? They're playing into that idea of this is good for the planet, good for us. So they also advertise on the side, more wine, less waste. One Bandit box is 1.5 750 milliliter bottles of wine. So they're showing you visually, in fact, you can see there's a little logo here, right, that says here, what the hell, is this Lemenis? Right, the hell, what we got here, see, it shows us the bottle, so it kind of gives you a visual thing there. Again, just leaning into the idea of why you want to choose this over others. Now, then they're talking about, on the next panel, they talk about Yosemite, basically why did they choose this iconography on the front, and then they talk a little bit about keeping it simple. One of the things that this is great about this is no extra tools required. When we are ready for our glass of wine, we simply pop the top, right, and we're good to go, right? So I've got my pool safe, very friendly, but still wine-shaped glass here, right? My nice little thermosy glass that I've got. Received that as a gift, which has proved much fun. We'll go ahead and get ourselves some booze. Now notice the color on this is nearly like sunlight pale, kind of indicating, you know, what I would expect out of a Pinot Noir. When we talk about being on style, this is probably it right there. That's what we're looking for. So again, they say no corkscrew necessary. We like that. And because I'm a responsible drinker, I make sure that I have my sippy cup lid for all pool endeavors. And then the last bit is about talking about its container being recycled from the get-go. Lightweight and recyclable materials is good, right? Especially when it comes to overall cost. Then the last panel is a thing about their story, about how they love to explore beautiful landscapes, etc. Kind of just giving the idea of what inspired them to name and make and manage this. And there's a name on here that some wine folks might know. It's Joel Gott. Joel Gott's the winemaker that's known. Notice it does say store upright on the side, so make sure you keep it upright and on its side. But let's find out. Let's find out whether its flavor profile matches this delightful description that it says is going to be vibrant aromas of zesty citrus. Well, it's definitely got citrus going on. There's a good hint of lemon, maybe even some lime pith in there. But that's probably, you know, I wouldn't go to say vibrant. It's not jumping out of my little plastic glass, but still, it's got the right scent, the right sense there. Let's find out about what it looks like on the palate, though. Oh yeah. Tart green apple, but not over the top. This is not wildly acidic. It doesn't really have that deep, salivation right here, that not really sharp pH going on. But it definitely has a good degree of acidity. So I would call this a medium minus. And this is, followed by a crisp, fresh finish. Absolutely, the finish is kind of just there and gone. This is definitely designed to be where the price point it's at, which we'll talk about now. So remember last week when we reviewed our canned wine, we had to make a big case for the single 12-ounce can being priced at $9.99. Even though that's effectively half a bottle, and that makes that a $20 bottle of wine. This 1 liter was priced at $9.99, same price as the can. So when it comes to the consumer end of the battle, I think these guys are going to be winning as far as the impression that they leave people with. It's a really hard sell to sell a $9 can of wine when somebody can buy a $9 six-pack of beer. So the translation in our head is just a little too difficult. Whereas this, standing next to a bottle on the shelf, you can see the apparent size, and then they're even telling you, although this package is smaller, there's more wine in it. Now, they even actually knocked $2 off at the register from the club price, so it's actually an $8 bottle, which puts it in an actually pretty low class or inexpensive class of wine. Now we're talking about the ultra premiums. Laszlo, shut up. Sorry. Anyway, the idea that this is not punching at the $20 bottle level, so we shouldn't be expecting a $20 Pinot Grigio out of this. And I would say that it's kind of on point for that. As far as value is concerned, it's perfectly sippable. It's a do no harm kind of wine, but it doesn't really have anything interesting to say either. Is this some sort of complex mineral-driven Pinot Grigio from northern Italy? No, it's a California, easy to make, inexpensive, fun drink that if you're going to be out exercising and hiking all day, if you're going to be hanging out in the pool, it's crisp, it's refreshing. On a warm day like today out here in Texas, this is a perfect example of what you kind of want to sip on poolside, especially if you don't like sweet things. This is a nice tart wine, not a sweet wine, which, hey, that in and of itself can be its own value proposition. So I know tons of people that, I don't like sweet wine. Well, that's okay. You don't have to like sweet wine and to enjoy refreshing options outside in the warm weather. In fact, I'm the same way. I don't want to go towards things that are wildly sweet. I want things that are crisp and refreshing to make my mouth water. This is definitely on the list of this. So, is it on style? I would say yes, for the price point that it is giving, for the grape that it is claiming, and the area, which we know Pinot Grigios from California aren't particularly high on the list of, oh my God, gotta try it Pinot Grigios. But it's on style for what I'd expect. Is it worth the money? You know, is it worth, would I buy it again? Sure. I mean, especially for the format concept that we're using here. I love this to fit in a picnic basket or a cooler. In fact, I think its square component format actually lends itself to easy packing in those formats. And the fact that I get more for less space is really a valuable thing when space is a concern. Last and finally, just being able to dispose of it afterwards in an easy manner in a recycling bin, crush it up in your backpack, take it back home with you, and then chuck it in your recycling bin, you're good to go. Or if you're at a local facility or you're somewhere convenient like the poolside, it takes up a lot less space than a bottle. So both in, out, you know, both on the sales side and on the post-use side, it's a good observation all the way around. Now, this doesn't enjoy the benefit of bag box wines, right? Like things like your big 3 liters with an individual service capacity. Once you open this, it's just like opening a bottle of wine, so you're going to want to consume it in a reasonable time frame. Right, so you can obviously screw the cap back on, but it's going to start oxidizing in there no matter what. So generally speaking, I don't think these are the kind of wines you're going to be hanging on to over the course of a week. This isn't a solution for your, for your everyday afternoon, glass of wine after you're off of work, but it's a great solution for when you're going to go out, do something, and you want a purpose package for that. So, very interesting concept. We're going to keep drilling in a little bit more on alternative packaging and all of its benefits. We're going to talk about why I think the future has to go that way, and bottles need to become something we relegate to the fine wine world, because with the weight and complexity of packaging, yeah, I get it. There's a social stigma against boxes, cans. I mean, hell, I'd put wine in a Capri Sun if they'd let me. But I want to see us destigmatize and normalize the idea that non-bottle formats are quality products. But let's remember that means putting those quality products in there in the first place. So I challenge some of our big wineries, some people who have some of these big brands that are willing to accept a little bit of risk, that are willing to take a major label and put it in a format that advocates for all of its benefit, right? Saying, look, here's our 3 liter bag, our 1.5 liter box, our small boxes, our portable formats. It's all the same stuff. So look for those and encourage them. See what you like about them. Anyway, it's going to be end of the pool show here. Not going to be in here too long because, well, I've got my splashy boy back there just getting all kinds of crazy. But more importantly, thank you guys for joining us this afternoon. Sorry we're not here live. That option isn't available to me yet as far as YouTube is concerned. Though I may post a short live video up on Instagram here in just a flash. As far as upcoming events, we've got a tower event at the Summer Splash. Go figure, here in the pool. Summer Splash Part 2, focusing on the grill on August 8th down at Reunion Tower. And then we're going to be doing, and even before that, on July 30th, we're going to be moving the show. The first time you heard it here. We're going to move the show from Friday to Saturday for a business purpose. I've got a private tasting I have to do on Friday. We're going to move the Chilean show to Saturday, but we'll be doing Wines of Chile, therefore, on August 31st. Then we'll see what the rest is coming up for the rest of the schedule in August. I think we're going to get back to doing another wine and cheese show because, well, we haven't had cheese together in a while, and that's not fun. So we'll make sure that we get some of that going on. And anyway, so guys, let me know if I missed you out on the live show. I'm going to post it on Facebook before this goes out live so that you guys know in advance that this isn't me speaking live and you can't chat back. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button, subscribe, share with a wine-loving friend. And last but not least, if you really like what we're doing, join us up on Patreon. Special videos, content, recipes, and exclusive discounts and VIP treatment at live events. So I hope to see you guys there. Until next time, I have been your WineShark. Cheers from the pool. And Menace, say goodbye. Yeah, or jump back in the pool and make some splashing noises. Go ahead. Yeah, whatever. All right, man. You guys take care.